you gotta use protection. A drop chain can ruin a carbon frame. I've made many out of aluminum, but for this frame, I wanted something more exotic. I made a custom carbon fiber chainstay guard, and it's really easy, but you'll need some materials. The first, carbon fiber cloth. This is a 3K twill weave. The second thing you'll need is laminating epoxy. This is a special epoxy for making composites. I used Total Boat 5:1 with some fast hardener. I also used some peel ply. This helps control epoxy flow during bagging and keeps subsequent layers from sticking. This is the smallest size I could get. Don't forget release film. I use this to protect the frame. A garbage bag would work equally as well if you don't want to spend the money. And last, you'll need a large garment vacuum bag. Mine is 40 inches by 30 inches and the frame fits inside. These are cheap and work surprisingly well. We're going to use the frame as a mold. Start by wrapping your frame in plastic sheeting. Figure out how large you want your chainstay protector to be and cut carbon fiber to size. I use 5 layers for the first stage. Add a layer of peel ply and wet it out with a coat of epoxy. This will help keep resin from pooling and will leave a nice finish. Press the first layer of carbon in place and apply a coat of epoxy. Continue with a layer of carbon and epoxy until you have all carbon in place. Cover that last coat of epoxy with some peel ply, then put down some paper towel. The towel will absorb any excess epoxy that squeezes out when we bag it. Carefully put the frame inside the bag and draw a vacuum. As the bag deflates, work out any wrinkles and shape the bag to fit. I used a vacuum pump, but you really don't need one. A vacuum cleaner works just as well. It's also a lot quicker. Once you have full vacuum, work out any wrinkles, then leave the part to cure. These vacuum bags do a great job of holding vacuum, so you don't need to keep the vacuum on. Remove the frame from the bag and peel your new chainstay protector off. This is where it all goes right or it all goes wrong. Grab the peel ply and pull it off. Hopefully, it's all gone right. I used my belt sander to sand the protector to final shape. If you don't have one, hand sanding works just as well. I use 180 grit sandpaper. The last thing to do is apply a top coat of epoxy. I'm using a UV resistant tabletop epoxy. Mix this epoxy thoroughly. I know you're excited, but don't skip this. If this isn't mixed fully, it will ruin the whole thing. Brush on a coat of top coat epoxy and leave it to cure. Mine took about 24 hours if I just left it at room temperature. If you bake it at 140 degrees, it'll drastically speed up curing. At that temperature, mine set in about an hour. The next time I see you guys, I'm giving this frame a high-end paint job. This new protector will ensure that paint stays in good shape.